Well, you are welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and there's no better way to wake up every single morning than waking up with us here. We influence a smile on your face, and of course, well, the very best of the day to come. Yeah, let's put it that way.
Nothing beats the feeling of starting the right way. And of course, that's why we bring the finest edition every single morning, and it gets us really excited when we get to share it with you.
Absolutely. We love the fact that you out there actually are here and make it a, well, point to join us, savor all of the good times that we have for you. Also, get ready for some very interesting conversations here today, because we have something very, very nice that you might want to sink your teeth into.
Yeah, but you know, there's someone that is not going to be hoodwinked out of that conversation.
I see what you're doing.
Mike Messicano in the building. What's up?
What's up with the hoodie, Mike?
What?
Oh. Okay, that's it.
I need this show. I want to see what you do. So how do you wake people up? Because today I need to be woken up. So, but let's see how we get on. It's a Thursday. What's the date now? November not the end though.
I think it's 11, isn't it?
Let's see what happened.
11? Wait, hang on. Oh, we're a month away from the release for Avatar.
Oh.
I'm very, very excited about that, Mike. I don't know how excited you are.
Oh, Way of the Water. I definitely am. What's his name now?
Cameron?
James Cameron
has said that the upcoming sequels, I mean, 3 has already been shot. It was shot with 2, but he said it depends on how well it does in the market. 4 and 5 might not be shot. So there's a whole lot running on Way of the Water. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, we'll talk about that more for tomorrow's show. Let's just save that.
Today is an artsy Thursday. Every Thursday we try and appreciate art and make ourselves look artsy as well. That's why we're dressed like this. Hey. And on Wake Up Nigeria, it promises to be a really fun show.
Absolutely. Now, you want to remember that you can always follow us from everywhere that you might be. All you need to have is the app on your phones. You can follow us on iOS. You can also do that if you have Google Play Store. You can download the app and carry us with you every single place that you go.
My name is Titilaya Onyiso.
My name is Mazino Appeal. And of course, we'll let you guys know what we have coming up on the show today for a Thursday. We kick off with tech. And we will be looking at how an AI map can help us prepare for the next flood. Now stay close, because this is information you need.
At some really nice art pieces. It's going to be an interesting one, as we have Aderonke Badness, a contemporary neo-expressionism painter who is based in Lagos. Thursday already, the week's almost up.
No matter how fast the weeks are, the month still seems to be lingering, but I'm not in a hurry for it to finish. November seems like quite a good month, because it's closer to the end of the year and things are ramping up when it comes to, well, commercial activities and stuff. So I love November. I love November. I'll put it that way.
A lot of November babies are also celebrating. We have quite a few people in the office also celebrating as well. And we have quite a few interesting guests coming up today. It feels like it's going to be a really energetic show.
It definitely will be. Mike, what was that we're going to talk about from
What's it?
Yep.
Okay, so I saw something quite interesting. This guy. So I saw something quite interesting. Yeah, Hush Puppy, 50 Cent.
Yes,
that's talking about Curtis Jackson. Oh, that's his real name. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
So he put up a post about how, this was just after the conviction was made public, or the sentence.
13 years.
Yeah, 13, 11? -2 9.
Yeah, minus,
Well, he's saying that really that they should make a movie about 50 Cent, about Hush Puppy. When I saw it, I was like, oh, why you guys? But then I found out that crime in this generation is entertainment fodder for the next generation. It has always been so.
Yeah.
That's why you know about Al Capone.
Al Capone, yes.
Well, when you were thinking that we shouldn't celebrate it, we should
Gang
celebrate it.
So at one point I was like, why are we? But then I thought about it. It has always been that way.
Scarface.
So there's a bit of ambivalence about it. First, you don't want to celebrate a character that's known for crime, but then again, there's a certain kind of art that goes with that. It's the same thing. Boudoir pictures in the early 19th century were looked, as in askance at. But right now, naked pictures are kind of like the thing. It's art. It's kind of art. So I thought if anybody's going to do it right, it's going to be 50 Cent because of his track record.
But I do have a little thing there because it's an African story that is about to be told by someone who is not from Africa. So
He better be African. Please.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll talk about
Let's
this
later on.
time, yeah?
Don't get John Boyega to do it. That's all my I love him.
Wow.
I love him.
Wow, Mazino.
I love him.
You know what? Before he says something else, let's take the weather. Hello, and it's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Ademiluyi-Ogunwusi. Thank you so much for joining us. We're monitoring developments across the globe and staying with the reassurance from the Independent National Electoral Commission, which states that the data on bimodal voters accreditation system will not be compromised. This time, the assurance is coming from INEC's Deputy Head of ICT, Lawrence Bayode, who says the Commission has put measures in place to ensure that the system will not be hacked on Election Day. However, Mr. Bayode did not dispute the fact that hackers will try to beat the system, but they insist that the electoral body has tightened every loose end towards ensuring the BVAs is safe, adding that the more they try, the more they will meet a brick wall. For some time now, there's been apprehension over the possible attack on BVAs by suspected hackers. But with this reassurance from INEC, it's clear that the system will be well protected and fully deployed during the 2023 general elections. Meanwhile, the Borno State Police Command has denied the news making rounds on social media that the PDP rally in Borno was disrupted. The police public relations officer, ASP Sani Kamilu, while briefing newsmen, notes that the rumors are peddled by mischief makers who are trying to paint the state in a bad light. According to him, the command has deployed heavy security within the state capital and were part of the PDP presidential candidate's convoy. ASP Sani also said that the command arrested one person who allegedly pelted a vehicle during the rally and is in the custody of police.
Command wish to state authoritatively that the news is not only fake, but also a false and mischievous attempt by some unguided people to incite disturbance and distract the peace of Borno people and Nigeria at large. The campaign rally was done and conducted successfully under a tight and adequate security coverage. The command is at top gear to ensure that Borno State is free from any conflict before, during, and even after the election.
Now, outside Nigeria, results are now being declared in the U.S. midterm elections, with the control of Congress hanging in the balance. Republicans are likely to take control of the House of Representatives, but the Senate fight is on a knife edge. The race for the Senate seat in Georgia, which could determine the outcome, will not be decided until a runoff election on the 6th of December. The contest between Republican Herschel Walker and Democrat Raphael Warnock is too close to call. Democrat John Fetterman, who suffered a stroke in May, defeated his Republican opponent Mehmet Oz to flip a key Senate seat in Pennsylvania. But the results of two other races that will decide the contest have yet to be called in Nevada and Arizona. If Democrats lose control of either chamber of Congress, Republicans will be able to block President Joe Biden's agenda. Meanwhile, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, a possible 2024 presidential contender, has won a large victory to stay in office.
Welcome. That time of morning when we'll let you know what you find when you pick up a daily, the headlines. Now let's start with the Nigeria News Direct, and front page and center. You meet these headline Borno Rally, PDP, APC in war of words. 24 injured persons by APC thugs hospitalized, say Dino, and PDP Dino are liars, say the APC, while claims of attack is fake news, say the police. At the top of the Nigeria News Direct, Reps query National Population Commission over 1.9 billion naira one-day summit, and Ogun set to host $3 billion refinery in Tongeji Island. Let's move on now to our next daily for this morning, and of course that will be The Nation newspaper. And front and center for The Nation newspaper, oil thieves threatening my life, say NNPC LGMD. Says EFCC, we are investigating crude oil theft, ICPC, NEITI demand transparency. At the top of the nation, Atiku promises to revive Lake Chad, fight insecurity, and 8 Nigerians win in U.S. midterm polls. And this sad story here on page 2, why I set my stepchildren ablaze, suspect says. The story of an aggrieved stepfather, very sad one you might want to pick up and read. 193,000 PVCs yet to be collected in Kwara State on page 27. Now let's move on quickly to our next daily for this morning, and of course we're talking about the Punch newspaper for a Tuesday morning. Controversy surrounds Atiku convoy attack in Borno. Ex-VP's convoy attacked twice, scores injured APC responsible, say PDP chairman, and PDP faction behind attacks. Counts APC out, Nanuga Borno APC chair. There was no attack, suspected hoodlums arrested, say police spokesman. Let's take a look at the top of the Punch. I told aggrieved governors my worry, say Bola Mohammed, and AMCON recovers 307 billion naira debt. INEC to sanction 23 workers for illegal registration. Now, that would be all we can take for this morning inside of the papers. Do pick up a copy, and if you would like to converse with us on any of these topics, do send a message. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, let's move on with some fitness inside of Wake Up Nigeria. Well, welcome back. It's time for our What's Up and About. Personal experience. Daughter comes back from school, says, hey, mommy, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? Says, oh, they screened a movie in school that you didn't want me to see, but I had to see it because all the other kids were seeing it. We asked the name of the movie, and we discovered it was a movie we were protecting her against because of certain sexual agendas inside of the movie. Okay. So we were very, very angry. We called up the school and started an inquiry, and we asked why they had done this and if they had vetted the movie before showing it to the kids. Apparently, something went wrong somewhere. But then we were very worried because it seems like inside of our efforts trying to raise our kid the way we want, let children be children is our motto. They seem to have infiltrated sort of those steps that we're taking. We've laid a foundation for communication, and then on top of that, every other thing goes, including sexual topics. Now, I don't know what the responsibilities for schools are now, whether they have the right. Of course, we know that they don't, but why they should do that, and it really worried us. So I thought we should talk about that.
Yeah, so I was just going to throw in that most of these films, animated or not, are actually supposed to be monitored by the Video Census Board, and they're not for public viewing. They're not for public audience. Well, they are for public audiences, but not for
paying public
large audiences.
And regulated.
It's supposed to be for private home view, meaning that as a parent, you're there to guide your child, give parental guidance or advice or whatever during the movie or before it even starts. And then I guess every parent knows the maturity level of their child. But then again, it does feel like there are some narratives that we might not be able to block completely from our kids, no matter how much we try. No matter what, you can't stop the school bus driver from playing that song that you know you've been trying to block your radio from in your own car. You know, so I'm just saying, how far do we have to go?
Okay, so the thing is, first off, before the school was wrong. They should have sent out a letter notifying the parents that on this day, these videos will be, movie will be played.
Okay.
If you think or if you do not want your child to be a part of this movie viewing, kindly let us know so that we do not include your child. If you think it's okay, let us know as well. So in the first place, that is what they should have done from the parent. They should have sorted out with the parents before even allowing the kids
to see it.
Because secondly, they should have thoroughly screened
which they
the
did
movie.
Not. Because I'm sure
because if they did, they would have noticed or been able to, observe certain or whatever connotations that are immoral or that could be immoral or not acceptable for kids of that age. And even by the parents, because we all as parents have different beliefs, different, cultural beliefs and different, things that exactly for raising our kids. And we don't want our kids to, have access to some of those information at a certain age, So inform the kids from the get-go. We had first off screened the movie. Inform the parents before allowing the kids access to.
I'm curious as to what Mike.
When did they stop watching Bluey and Paw Patrol?
I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
That one that the cats used to fly.
The cat flies. How do you know these things, by the way?
Those blue cats, green cats, and red
Oh, wow. Don't do it. PJ Masks. PJ Masks. Wow, really?
I don't even know that, but I'm surprised you know it. My daughter's 7, so she's gone past that time.
So now they're watching a movie like that.
Yeah. So
I would always say, there's something I would always say, and it's very important. You could spend 10 years training your child.
Yeah.
One month
influence.
in with their peers somewhere else.
Something's gonna
just
change.
dash it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that the foundation you've put in your child, you have to trust it.
Exactly.
You have to trust in what you've already put down. So, for instance, your daughter came to you and said, what happened?
So notice
that
something.
relationship is solid.
What did I say?
Yeah.
I said, foundation for us is communication.
Yeah.
A small instance happened over the weekend where she was talking with her friends to our earshot. We were hearing what they were saying.
Yeah.
And my daughter was going to call her in and let them finish that conversation and see what she does. And right after that conversation, my daughter came back in and said, Mommy, this is what so-and-so told me. And I'm like, there you go. Like you said, trust it. Lay it and trust it.
But then also regulates the kind of content that they are privy to. Very important, because you are parents for a reason.
Yeah.
And not the school teachers. You guys are not the parents. So please check up with us all the time. We want to raise our kids in certain ways that we've set out.
You can trust PJ Masks.
Wow.
We gotta go, people. Let us know what your thoughts are. Do you allow how much information or how much influence do you have on your kids, and do you allow others to have as well on them? Let us know on all our social media platforms at TVC Connects.
All right, now let's feed our eyes on some alluring art pieces by Aderonke. She's a contemporary neo-expressionism painter. Now listen to what I said, neo-expressionism painter. I'm going to need her to define that for me when we get to her. She's based in the city of Lagos here. She constantly processes new sources of information, art books, and also life, which is in turn enriches her art. Now, Aderonke, you are welcome.
Thank you.
When I saw you, I didn't know exactly who was the art, whether you or your paintings. We're going to show you her paintings in just a bit. But first off, you look very good, let me say. And I wouldn't take you or pick you out as a painter. But then I see your painting and I'm like, what's the influence? Because it's very outside anything that I'm used to seeing. So let's first define neo-expressionism.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's a style of art that it's mixture of vibrant colors.
Okay.
And then sometimes, human figures in a very abstract form. Yeah. So that is like the brief definition.
Of that. I can see that. Let's take a look and see some of her art pieces here. This neo-expressionism that we are talking about, and that's right here to my side. I want you to first of all talk us through your abstract expression. What exactly are you seeing? There you can see them already. What's influencing your drawings, or rather your paintings? Where did you grow up? What did you read? What do you read circularly? Because I want to get into your mind when I see your painting. That's exactly what happens when I look at it.
Okay, thank you. I studied geology. I grew up in Nigeria, Ondo State to be precise. So I moved to Lagos about 6 years ago. And then I started working. It was work that brought me to Lagos.
What kind of work?
I was working with a real estate firm.
Okay.
And at some point, I wasn't like feeling I feel like I was not there. So I had to quit my job and
focus on art.
Yeah, exactly. And art has been something I started doing at a very young age. So then I came back to art and started doing this. And then the thing about my style is that I get my inspiration from people, from the nature,
environment,
nature, everything, because I believe everything around us is art.
Why exactly do you like to use abstract forms of the human,
Okay, the main reason is because
those
when
eyes and those lips.
Yeah, it's a way of me expressing myself. I just want to be free.
Does it have any meaning?
It has meaning. The meaning is freedom. Most artists want to draw in a certain way that, okay, people understand. But when I paint with freedom of expressing myself, who I really am. So I don't want any barriers, anything like to hold me back from expressing myself. So that is why I chose this one. This came to me actually, it's not like something I woke up one day I started doing. It was just something I enjoy doing, and it just keeps flowing. And
all right, let's talk specifically about your paintings now. Let's take a look at this one here. A man in the green shirt with a clock. I don't know, half-eaten clock. I don't know whether it's a half-eaten clock, but it's kind of like there's a clock under, and he's got some form of thought or writing in a bubble there, a word bubble.
Yeah.
Can you take us through meaning by meaning what that is?
Okay.
If there's a name to it, first of all, that piece. What is it called?
So this two piece especially, they are a bit personal to me.
All right, let's hear it.
This particular one talks about procrastinator. You know, most of the time when I work, I just keep postponing so many things I need to do as an artist and focus on unnecessary things.
Grandpa has that too.
And I feel any individual could relate to that. So, and when I paint with emotions of things I go through at a particular time, and then I put it on canvas. So that was the idea I had when I did that.
I can see time being, you know.
Yes, like wasting your time.
Wasting time,
Yeah.
Procrastination, the thief of time. And that's that thief there, taking that piece of the clock away. I get it now.
And the solution to it is finding your rhythm to taking the bull by the horn and just making that move and, you know, get ready, get out of that zone.
And then the other one, what's that one? The one with the violin?
This is really personal because moving from being because I started as an abstract artist, just basically doing abstract, no figures, nothing. Then I was just trying to find my purpose, my rhythm, and the message I want to pass across to people whenever they see my piece. Do you understand? So it was a bit of a challenge finding my rhythm, finding my purpose.
Rhythm,
yeah.
Is that why we have the violin there?
Exactly.
I should be an artist. I should be doing this thing.
So that could be something. It could be as an artist, it could be for a writer, it could be for any individual. Nice. So that is the inspiration.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. And how do people embrace it when they see it? Do they want to take it home?
They do, actually. I think what is holding this piece back is because of the price.
Okay. Let's talk about the price. What do your paintings go for?
Starting price is from $1,200.
Why do you guys do that? Why do these artists always have their art pieces in dollars? I'm like, 1,000. You know how much the exchange rate now is?
I'm telling you.
Close to 900 than any time else.
It's crazy.
But, so that's very interesting income for artists. Well, how frequent do you get buyers buy your art pieces?
Well, I would say I thank God because it was tough at some point when I was starting, but now people just connect to the work and they just want it.
You have people who love your art out there, and they're also appreciating the work. When you take it away, people are like, I like that. Where do you get it from?
Where do you get it from? They refer people to come to my work.
Any exhibitions coming up anytime soon?
I'm looking at working with a few galleries next year, both locally and internationally. So I feel next year is like a little packed for me. So
nice.
By God's grace, let's see.
Oh, grand. Well, tell you what, I'm looking forward to your next piece of art, and I'm hoping that in some way, shape or form, that I can influence it somehow. I can inspire you to do something.
Oh, okay.
What do you want of me? I don't know. But these are very interesting and they're very grand, and I would like to see more of that. Are they always this size, however? Because I noticed that most of your...
Yeah, I do some that are smaller, but bigger pieces are always like my go-to because, you know, the bigger the art, the more space you have to just play around, express yourself.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Aderonke, A-R-T.
Yeah.
Art, huh? I got it.
You got it.
Aderonke, thank you very much for coming over today. We really enjoyed
Thank you for
here,
having me.
We love your painting.
Thank you
very
so
colorful.
much.
And we're looking forward to more.
Thank you.
Do stay tuned. Of course, it's still Wake Up Nigeria. Only the first hour. Well, then we'll be on to the next. Do stay tuned. We'll be back. Oh, no, not just yet. MM is in... You're not because you're not memorable. I'm sorry, MM. Not this.
Can't you see the way I'm looking at you? Sebio Timo, Mazina is not coming close to this kitchen. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
School.
Yeah, whatever. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. So, me is Chef Sebio Timo, and we're making rice and egg sauce, of course with plantains. And Sebio Timo cannot wait to get cooking. So, Sebio Timo, over to you.
Yes, this is onions. Our onions is going in first.
Let's run through the ingredients quickly and then move on.
Onions, sausage, egg, spice, the fish, the red pepper, the green peas, and the crayfish. So I'm doing this.
So we're about to make our egg sauce, right?
Yes, egg sauce.
We have our rice already cooking in here. Oh, you put onions in them to give that extra flavor.
Extra flavor. Nice. Tastes.
You know, it's amazing the thing, what you can do with, you know, your white rice while cooking it. You can also have coconut oil and coconut milk.
Yes.
In it, you know, to just give it that creamy.
I'll come and do coconut milk.
Coconut rice.
Coconut rice. In a standard way.
I like it.
Sure.
I like you. When it comes to food, you don't play. We're in the same WhatsApp group.
Oh my God.
Okay, when that is ready, what's going in next?
So we are putting our sauce.
Okay, what's in here?
Mixed pepper, tomatoes, rodo, onions, then crayfish.
Oh, and that's crayfish in there already?
Yes.
Because we already have crayfish. Are we using this crayfish as well?
Yes, we are using it.
Okay. I see this crayfish is not blended.
It's not. Intentionally not blended.
Oh, okay.
So.
Because you want to have those, you know, you want to have the
I want to see the crayfish itself, yeah. So
I'm
putting the crayfish.
Okay. So all of that's just going to cook together, the flavor from the onions, the crayfish, the
spice,
garlic and ginger spice, and the secret ingredients that you don't want to tell us, but it's okay.
She's feeling me already.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All of those ingredients going into that sauce, it's going to be a fantastic meal. I can't wait.
I will allow it to get boiled a little, then I'll now put my fish.
Put your fish. So at what point do we put the fish in?
Sorry?
At what point do we put the fish in? When it's almost ready?
No. For just like
almost done.
5 minutes now, I'll put it.
Okay.
Yes.
So we just want all of those flavors to, you know.
To enter it, then I'll put my
in.
fish. Then after then, this is coming later in.
Okay.
After the.
Okay. The tomatoes is almost ready.
Yes.
Okay. When do we put in the eggs?
Our egg is the last thing to put.
Okay. So does the egg go in before the vegetables or after?
No, after. Yes.
Okay. Great, guys. Chef Timo here with me in the kitchen. We are making rice with egg sauce and plantains. Yeah, of course, we have our plantains somewhere. We're going to start frying them in a bit, but we have to pay attention to our rice and our egg sauce for now. Our rice is cooking pretty nicely. Our egg sauce is going good. So much happening here in the kitchen and also here on the show. We've got a lot more. Oops, our ear just fell off. Happening shortly, guys. It's the top of the hour. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And you're welcome back. It's time for our book chat today for a Thursday, Artsy Thursday. And today I have a very interesting book, Sorosoke. Now, this book in focus today is by Sunday Akande, and he is joining us right now to review it. You are welcome, Mr. Sunday Akande.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say that I like what it looks like.
Thank you very much.
It's not intimidating in any way, shape, or form. It looks like a book you can pick up and just read. But let's get into this book now. Once anybody hears Sorosoke, of course, you know what the inspiration is. But you tell us exactly what's the inspiration behind this book, Sorosoke.
All right. Sorosoke is like, you know, I dreamt of having a sibling talk, you know, among the citizens of this country, especially the stakeholders. Of course, every citizen of this nation and this continent is meant to be a stakeholder. So I dreamt of having a town hall meeting where we discuss our pains, our past, our trials, our challenges, you know, frown at one another, shout at one another, blame one another, and at the end of the day, coming out, you know, and hug one another and say, oh boy, you fucked up. Or yes, I know.
Apologies for that.
Yeah,
we can't use that word, but
okay,
yeah.
I know I did badly, but you know, how can I change? What can I do to make this nation or continent a better place? You know, for everybody to live, and that's why I employ the use of satire. You know, so that when you know that it's a serious book, but at the same time you relax and you laugh. You know, humorously going through everything that we have passed through and where we are going to. So
I find it very, very interesting the way your writing pattern and all. For every chapter, you had something that was very recollective. If you read this book, if you pick it up, there's always the chapter always starts with a quote from someone in history that we all know. I'll take a sample here. Let me take from chapter, perhaps maybe chapter 2. Lead us not into temptation. You give the relevance behind that, and often it's about something that's happened from our history. And in the case of this one, I think it was from the 13th of October, just before the NSAS protests. And each chapter precedes with something like that. There's the one of Fani Kayode, and there's Don't Waste Our Energy, which was that a gentleman, the senatorial representative during the NSAS protest, when he talked about, you know, I'm not going to waste my time with these kids. What inspired that exactly? And why did you choose to use that? Because it's a very, very interesting way to draw in your readers.
Yes. Well, every serious writer has something motivating him. For me, I am motivated by human development, and my target is young people. So I want to write something that will make young people to appreciate, our past, our history, and something they can easily identify with. And I know the young people can easily identify with the major things that happen, especially
all the urban sayings. In fact, the entire title of the book on its own, Sorosoke.
And that's why I raised things they will be able to identify. So, for instance, the one you were raising about lead us not into temptation was a tweet, between Reverend Sam Adeyemi and Adekunle Gold. So something that young people, especially on Twitter, on social media area, we can easily identify with, and it will lead them to knowing our history. And not only talking or complaining about, our failures, but how they can also, partner with leaders or, with everybody who is a stakeholder.
I like the way you put that. Partner with the leaders to try and move the country forward even faster. Now, there's something about, and I said that from the very start when we began, about the way this book is published. And I really liked it. We talked about this from before the show started. It's not intimidating in any way. Your choice for artwork, first of all, is something that wants to pull a certain demographic of people. Why did you choose or give permission for this kind of artwork? And first off, I love what it looks like. Very simple, very easy to read type of book. But what inspired that artwork?
Well, I'm a writer that believes that, there's a popular saying that a book is not known, a good book is not known through the cover. By its cover. But I believe that a book should also be known, a good book should also be known by its cover.
Yes, indeed.
So I believe in quality. I believe that quality work can come out of this nation and this continent, and that's why I approached this publisher, Warita. They have good hands. That
it's very good,
and they did justice to the
They
content.
did very good justice to it. It's something you'd find in the bookshop and say, I want to read that book. It's just that easy. About the history of Nigeria, the struggles, the protests,
and it also
everything.
points to the fact that young people need the best. If I'm writing to target the youth or the children, or they need to be given the best. So our books should be fine. Should compete with books all over the world.
Absolutely. So you have been shortlisted to exhibit at the Labaf Festival. That's the Lagos Book and Art Festival. Would this be one of the books that?
Yes, of course. It has been selected. Every year, Labaf has books of the festival. So my book has been chosen to be one of the books of the festival. So it means, during the week-long program, or week-long festival, my book will be reviewed, specifically on the 28th of November. This year, the book will be reviewed during the youth assembly. We will review the book, know where we are coming from as a nation, where we are, and where we are going to in the country.
It's very interesting. I love your style of writing. I love the fact that you've compiled all these instances from our struggles and put them together. But one thing I still haven't been able to wrap my head around is the fact that you are an environmental biologist.
Okay.
But now you've moved into a more social inclined type of endeavor.
Yes.
What gives? Tell us, please, why?
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did somebody offend you along the way? Was it the Nigerian government or something?
No. Well, you know, my story is similar to many people that found themselves in a field and later crossed. For me, everything about me is artistic.
Yeah.
Even when I was in the secondary school, I was in the, you know, a pioneer member of the press club, drama club. I was representing my school for debates, and I was the best in the languages. Yet I was in the science class.
Exactly.
I wanted to be a medical doctor.
I know. Your story is not far from mine, actually.
Yeah, so,
it's quite similar.
So when I got to the institution, along the way, I discovered that, you know, I had passion for counseling, psychology. I had passion for human development. So after my first degree in environmental biology, I went for master's in counseling psychology. Okay, so writing is a talent and a means of expression for me.
Yes.
So to answer questions about human development, about counseling, so and that is why my target is a youth, you know, that can be developed and
absolutely true. It's a very interesting book, and I think that everybody should actually want to pick this up and read it. It's not intimidating at all, if you know what I mean, and it's very, very interesting. Thank you very much for staying around, and thank you very much for coming over, Mr. Sunday Akande. We're looking forward to other endeavors by you.
All right.
And of course, you do stick around because we've got very much more inside of the final few minutes of Wake Up Nigeria that you are definitely going to enjoy. We'll be back.
Of African Fashion Week, London and Nigeria. And of course, she's also the author of the book, Unspoken Yoruba Woman Kings. You are welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, you look glorious.
Yes,
Thank you.
You're glowing as usual.
Thank you.
And yeah, so the elephant in the room is the last time you were here. You were princess, and
Yes.
suddenly now you're queen.
Yes, and I'm grateful. Yeah, so the last time when I came for, was it Africa Fashion Week?
Yeah.
I was a princess, and now I'm a queen. So yes, I'm happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened in London, because that was the following Fashion Week, and we weren't there. So
yeah,
you need
so
to
I
give
mean,
us
the
insight.
fashion, we had the African Fashion Week here in Nigeria, and a few weeks after, there was the one in London, and there were videos, there were pictures, we saw international models at the events. Tell us more about it.
It was phenomenal. So it was our 11th year in London of taking designers from Africa to the West to showcase them, to give them a platform that showcases their brand. This year we had about 60 designers, but what was so different this year is we had an Adire pavilion. Yes, so we had loads of Adire artisans and Adire designers showcasing, and we also had some celebrities from the UK, from the US actually. We had Anthony Anderson. We also had Jaden Smith who stopped by. So it was amazing, and it keeps on growing.
Wow! I saw the one of Anthony Anderson. I was like, that blew my mind. I'm like, oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean, that's just given the event even more credibility.
It has, yes, it has, and it just shows that our designers, African designers, are amazing with their creativity. You know, the vibrancy, the colors, the culture. Because when they go on stage, they don't just showcase fashion. They showcase their culture, their heritage. So they tell their stories on the runway.
Yeah. I find it so fascinating that you make the fabrics. The process of making Adire over time it's a very traditional process. And now you've taken it to the world. But acceptance, is it as far as you had have hoped by now?
Yes, because it's so different. It's really, it's not like your regular Ankara fabric, which is, there's nothing wrong with the Ankara, but the Adire is so versatile, it's so different, and then, you know, the way they make it, the stories that go in it when they're making it, I don't even know how to classify it, but I think it's just amazing.
All right. Well, I would like to know what your fascination is about the Adire fabric, because whenever you talk about it with so much passion. You know, with so much, you know, vigor. I mean, you can tell that it's something that you're very, very into. What is it about it that, you know?
I think it's the fact that it's a craft that has been passed on from generations to generations. It's part of our history. It's part of our heritage. It's part of our culture. It's our identity. It belongs to us, you know. Unlike the Ankara that we adopted, Adire belongs to us, just like the Ashoke. And it allows us to do so much.
I know there's something happening soon, the Moremi, right? It's pageantry?
Yes, it's a beauty
Give
pageantry.
us some insight.
Okay, so the Moremi Cultural and Leadership Pageant is a part of the Queen Moremi initiative, which was created by His Imperial Majesty in 2016. And what the initiative does, it supports the rights of the girl child in Nigeria. It also supports and advocates for female leadership.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. What is the criteria for, choosing who becomes the queen?
Okay, so it's a long process. Immediately after the AD, the Moremi Festival, because we have a Moremi Festival in Ile-Ife. Okay. The festival celebrates the legendary queen, for I don't know if you know the story of Moremi.
Yes.
A lot of people do, but for those who don't know the story of Moremi, Moremi was a queen from Ile-Ife, who took it upon herself to stop the enslavement of her people. So what His Majesty does is every year we remember Moremi for the iconic, for the heroic role that she played in stopping the enslavement, especially of women and children then. And this dates back to 1,000 years ago. So she took that step. She was a leader as a woman. So every year we have a cultural and leadership pageant where young women between the ages of 18 to 25, they register for free.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, they register for free. His Majesty ensures that we make it free because, like I said, it's all about leadership. It's all about teaching them our culture. It's all about, letting them know that they're limitless, in their aspirations, trust in themselves, to believe in themselves, and also that hard work is all about. There's no miracles behind hard work. It's all about, struggling and putting everything into it to make sure you're successful.
Okay, so I've heard a lot of amazing attributes that women should have, but I didn't hear the word beauty involved in this form of pageantry. So most of the pageants we're used to has to do with the female form, a beautiful face, a particular type of poise. Is that all involved in this as well?
So beauty is involved. There's elegance, there's talent, there's culture as well. But it's more about it's not just based on beauty, because not just the physical beauty, but also your intellect as well, your intelligence as well. Because what the pageant does is we try to mentor the next generation of young women, to become leaders, to become financially independent.
Okay.
And these are girls that reside in Ile-Ife.
Oh, no. They're girls from across Nigeria, even outside of Nigeria as well, because we do have applications from some young ladies from outside of Nigeria.
Ethnic groups in focus?
Okay, so you have to be Yoruba, or you have to have a parent who's Yoruba, or you have to know about the Yoruba culture.
Okay.
Because when they go into camp, so after the registrations, which is ongoing at the moment, and then we call the ladies for the auditions. Normally we have about 200 to about 250 every year.
Wow.
Who turn up for the auditions. Yes. Wow. And then after the auditions, we choose about 30. Because during the auditions, we ask them so many questions about leadership, about culture, about their aspirations in life as well. And then after that, we choose the best 30, and then we take them to boot camp.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And then during the boot camp, what are the tasks that's involved?
So many tasks, so many. Culture, we drill them because we're trying, like I said, we're trying to produce a new generation of female leaders.
Amen to that. It does feel like there are not enough, opportunities like this for young girls to be groomed in their culture and in the ways that were of the past. For instance, handcrafts and things like that are, they are coming back, but I just feel like it wasn't at the pace that we could have had it before.
No, it wasn't, because when I was growing up, I didn't know anything about Adire. I learned about it, I would say by chance, because it was after COVID, there was nothing to do, and I just thought, let me see what Adire is all about. So we were, like you said, we were never really taught all of these when we were growing up. But now I think The new generation, the younger generation, is accepting it more. They're embracing our culture. They're very open to things that we were not when we were growing up.
Okay.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to the Moremi pageantry and who emerges winner.
Thank you.
Right? So then once there's a winner, what's next? What does she go on to do?
Okay, so once there's a winner, she's gifted with a car, and she also gets an entrepreneurship grant of 1 million naira, courtesy of our chairman, His Imperial Majesty, and then also our matron as well, Chief Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun. And then after that, she becomes like a young cultural ambassador.
Sorry, could you say that amount of money again? Can you say it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, first off, as a starter, you know, it's a great way, it's a launch pad for a lot of us young people, exactly.
It is.
And at this point, we need to take you to the kitchen, but it would be great to see some more of what you've been working on over the past few months. All right, so look at those amazing fabrics.
All of them are Adira.
Yes, all of them.
Amazing colors, very colorful. And I feel like the fabric is extremely versatile as well.
It is versatile, yes it is. Very versatile. You can do so much with. Every time I come here, you feed me.
Yes, it's time for us to feed you one more time.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Some very colorful fabrics there.
Very colorful. All handmade in Ile-Ife. And, you know, we call them ethically sourced, handmade, indigenous African fabric.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Well
Well done.
When does the pageant start?
So applications are ongoing at the moment.
Okay.
They close on the 20th, and then we have the auditions, and then the ladies go into boot camp on the 27th. And we have the grand finale on the 3rd of December in Ife. I'll invite you if you'll come.
Oh, that would be nice.
I always invite you.
To see, because of you, now in my bio, I actually have model in it.
Yeah, because you can't walk on
very
the...
much.
Welcome to the kitchen, Ma. This is Chef Shabiotimo, and this morning she made rice with egg sauce and plantain.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so please enjoy. Let us know what you think as well.
Have a taste.
Thank you. Rice and egg sauce and plantain. I've never had that before.
Yeah. All right, so there's always something brand new.
Yes, there
Right in the
is.
kitchen.
There is.
Super Tom's concept.
And I have not had breakfast today.
Oh,
so.
so yeah.
What do you think?
Nice.
All right then.
Very nice.
All right. Well done, Shabiotimo. Well done.
Thank you. All right then. That's it basically for the Thursday edition. Yes, so it's been a very artsy day.
Yes,
very
it
colorful.
has. It has.
I want to say thank you to everybody who's been on the show today. And of course, hey, Mr. Mike Masakado, you want to have some final words here, real quick?
Yeah.
Word of wisdom, at least, Mike.
Words
Give
of
us a word of wisdom.
What's the wisdom?
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh, you are not doing well.
Come
I'm
on.
not giving food to it. I say word of wisdom. When the Olori is here, you're talking about what wisdom are you looking for when you're in the presence of wisdom?
Yes, sir.
Please, let's end the show.
All right then, guys. We're going to be back here again 7 a.m. bright and early. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Bye.